How to end austerity by cutting out the bankers, stockbrokers and hedge funds. We are asking the wrong questions. The financial services industry appropriates £75 billion per year through mortgages and pensions. The government can stop this by lending to homeowners at base rates and replacing pensions with a unitised sovereign wealth fund. Margaret Thatcher said, "Find out what the customer wants and sell it to them." The financial services industry says, "Find out what the customer doesn't understand and missell it to them." A huge part of your mortgage is just bank fees. When you have a mortgage and a pension, you just borrow and save at the same time. The savings you can make over a lifetime by cutting out the financial services industry are immense. Rent is not paying for your house, it is just a financing charge. All houses are affordable by definition, or how would people afford them? However, people who want to live in them cannot compete with people who just want to buy them to rent to people who want to live in them. To understand housing benefit alchemy, we need to think of the three levels of risk in homeowner lending: can pay, might be able to pay, and cannot pay. Housing costs are always paid, as if the person living in the house cannot pay, then the government pays housing benefit instead. We need banks to choose between good and bad risks. Homes are not risky, as we all need them and the government pays if we cannot afford to. So if the government lends directly to homeowners, we can cut out the middlemen and make home ownership cheaper without even reducing house prices. Housing benefit alchemy means that home owning is government backed and is effectively risk free. A typical £10,000 per year rent becomes a £1,000 per year interest payment. Pensions should be simple, but the government makes them complicated with too many rules. Perverse government incentives make it effective for some people to save in a pension before they have paid off their mortgage. These incentives just drive money into the financial services industry. Fees on pensions are taken on the whole fund year after year after year. Half of what you save will often go in fees. Financial planning is too complicated. People do not understand and are not interested. Active management does not work. This can be proven as there is no consistency in who performs from one year to the next. Look at all the people who take your money. Government could intervene and stop this happening. Annuities are very expensive. A man retires at 65 and expects to live to 85. He needs to live to 94 to get his money back on his annuity. Much better to keep the equity portfolio and live off the dividends. Equity release is expensive. Do not expect to get more than 40% for your house. So the answer is easy. Borrow money from the government to buy your house, pay off your mortgage, then buy units in the Sovereign Wealth Fund, and then retire when you can live off the dividends. Bank statements of the future can contain all your financial planning needs. Look at the government savings compared with the policies of the major parties. Half of the deficit cut overnight just by cutting out the banks and the hedge funds. A few simple policies for the government to end austerity. It's all explained here.